Vanakkam, hello, welcome to Tamilize, learning the Tamil language. In this video, we will learn how to write the consonants of Tamil. There are 18 consonants in Tamil, as we already have discussed. So I have another video where I discuss the consonants, the sound, example words, pronunciation, and certain aspects of pronunciation. So you can watch that video. Here we'll purely discuss only about the writing of the consonants, how to write these consonants. So as we can see, there are 18 of them, and typically a pure consonant in Tamil will be shown with a dot above. This dot we call as pulli. Okay, so this dot is called pulli in Tamil. So that represents a pure consonant. It's a bit difficult to pronounce a pure consonant. So we say ik, ing, ich. So either we add a vowel before that, like the e I'm adding, or you can add a vowel after that, which is quite easy. So we typically add a. So ik plus a. So that is ka. So when we are talking about the pure consonant ka, we can say ka instead of saying every time ik or inch like that. You can say ka. That will be more convenient to talk about. So even though I am saying ka, nya, cha, nya like that, I am meaning the pure consonants. Also in writing, again, you may practice writing with the dot above them, what we call the pulli, or you may practice simply writing the letters. It's always easy to add the pulli. So wherever convenient, you can add the pulli over the particular letter. So we will do that actually. I'll be writing the letters in this form, the added form, so that it's easy to write and pronounce, right? So you can do that, and you remember just pure consonants, they will have a dot above them, right? So there are 18 consonants, the first 10 consonants, and then the next 6, and then again another 2. So these 18 are grouped into 3 groups: hard consonants and soft consonants. We call them as Vallinam and Mellinam. So this Vallinam, Mellinam, hard and soft, they come in pair. So if you look here, K, that's a hard consonant. Nya, so the corresponding ing sound that comes to with K. Cha, nya, ta, na. Like that, the hard consonants, soft component consonants come in pair. So these two are a pair, these two are a pair. So 5 pairs, and then last the ra, na. So again, these two are a pair. So there are 6 hard consonants and 6 soft consonants. And in between, we have the in betweens. So they are literally named in betweens. We call them as idai inam. So idai is in between. So they are called idai inam, in between letters. So there are 6 of them. So in this first part video, we will learn this first 10, the hard consonant, the soft consonants pairs. And then in the next video, we will learn this idayinam, the 6 letters, and then the remaining hard consonant, soft consonant pair. So we will start with the writing part, learning of the writing. So we'll start with ka, nya first. As usual, I will split the screen into halves. So we'll start writing with the ka sound, ik. So here I will write with the pulli above, ik, the pure consonant form, or you can have the added form, ka. So it's quite easy. You start like this. Remember the vowel e. So we wrote the vowel e, right? So this is e. So this e vowel, you should start like that, but you should start somewhere in the halfway of the line. So typically we are going to write the letters between the middle 2 lines, and anything going below or above, we'll see that most of the diacritic marks, the vowel markers, will go above and below. So some letters will have tail like structures, so that will bring the above or below the line. So typically try to write the letters within this 2 lines. So start somewhere in the halfway mark, in the middle of the line, somewhere here, and write like this. So write inverted L, and then write like this. So like starting from half, right? How you write E, but only starting in the half. So like that. And then when you come down, you should draw a curve and again in the halfway mark you should turn around and finish. So that's a nice curve. So this is like a combination of the long E and the short E. So this is like the combination of the long E, which we write like this, and the short E we write like a nice column. So the bottom half is like the short E, right? Anyway, so don't let all those things divert you. If this helps you to remember the letter, very good. Otherwise, you just focus on the letter itself, which is as a nice shape. So again, starting in the halfway point, I write an inverted L, and then I come down and had a curve which comes back like this. Right? That's ka. Or you can add a pulley and call this ik. Right? Ik, ka. So we'll write that again. Once again, we should learn to write these letters in a single stroke, right? Instead of writing in multiple strokes. So starting from here and doing this part and then coming here and doing this curve. So instead of that, you should learn to write them in a single stroke, which will come in very handy when you are writing sentences, so that you can quickly write them. So here I'll show how to write this in a single stroke. So starting here, you just go and give it a sharp turn so that the bird beak, right? And then come back down. So that's quick, quite easy. So go there and give it a turn, sharp turn, and come back. Some people do that without the sharp turn. That's okay. So we write like this also, no problem. So as long as you are able to make out the letter, that's quite easy. Sometimes Malayalam letters look like this. Anyway, so go like the inverted L and give a sharp turn and then come down and write the curve, nice curve that will give you ka. So here let's try this in a bigger way. So starting from the middle and the sharp turn and come down and write your curve. That is ka. Or you add a pulley above that, the dot above that. You can call this ik, right? And I will show you the all the other vowel added forms later. Okay, so you can write this in two strokes like this, or in a single stroke like this. So don't take your hand off, just write like this. Kha. So let me write in a big way. So I'll write it in two strokes. So definitely, if you're writing for aesthetics, it's better to write in multiple strokes. So you write like this, and then give a sharp curve, so you get a nice curve. Or for quick handwriting, you can practice single stroke curve, and you can keep it aesthetic. So that this sharp turn, right? So you can make it like a serif, like that. You can give designs if you want. So you can give nice designs. That's good, right? Anyway, so simple. So this will suffice, right? You can write like this or like this. So you'll develop your own handwriting. So that is your ka, right? So I hope you learned how to write ka. That's a nice letter. Then it's a soft counterpart, which is the nya sound, ing, right? So ing ga sound. So the ing, right? Nya. So in English, that ing, right? So running, the present continuous marker. So running, writing. So that's a ing, right? So that ing sound, when you can easily pronounce this sound when you add with ka. So in Tamil word, for example, tangai. So that ing kai. So but the ka becomes voiced. Coming after this, it becomes voiced. So it will be tangai. So you can say the ing sound, tangai, ing sound, right? So but when you're saying alone, we'll say nya, right? So nya. So that's again starting with that inverted L, and then you come down and write like a 2, right? So like you start with the inverted L and then come down and turn around and write like a 2. Actually, this part we also have another consonant v, which we'll see in the next video. So it looks like v. So you can add like that also. Or sometimes you can write the ing starting from the bottom also. So you can write starting from the bottom, you can write the inverted L and then come down halfway, you just give a curve and then write like this. So horizontal and vertical lines. So you might like remember like a 2, right? So you can write like this also. That is a nice nya. Okay. So again, you can write this in a single stroke. And if you add a pulley, you can call it as ing. So here I'll write it slightly bigger. So the nya sound, and that looks very nice. I am myself impressed with that. Okay, so you can write that in a single stroke also. So just turn around, and here also you turn around with a sharp beak like structure. So you can write like this. So that's a very nice, beautiful symbol, right? This is very rarely comes. Okay, so the na comes often because it comes very much with the ka, and there are few words where this na will come doubled, anganam, inganam, like that. And apart from this, the other letters don't come much. Other vowel added forms like ni, new, they don't come very much. So, but anyway, this nya itself will come often, especially with ka, right? So it's good to learn that. So you can write halfway or from the full, doesn't matter. So here I will write from halfway, and in two strokes, in one stroke. So keep the letters within the lines, right? Or maybe you can write from the bottom. That is actually looking nice. So you can do that in two strokes also. So that is it, right? So that is your nya sound, or if you add a pulli, you can call that as ing sound. So that is your ka, nya, the first two letters of the consonants. Now we'll move on to the next two letters, the next hard consonant, soft consonant pair, which is cha. So this cha, ich, right? So ich, cha. Now this cha has actually three sounds in Tamil. So basically, it is cha, cha, ich, and quite often coming in the initial and the medial positions between the letters, between vowels. It will be pronounced as sa, is sound, sa sound, and coming after its nasal counterpart, which is nya or inj, this cha becomes ja, right? So as in the word manjal, so we say manjal, not manchal, manjal. So it becomes a ja. So I have discussed all these pronunciation rules, allophonic forms, detail in my video about the consonants. So here we'll focus more on the writing part. So as you can see, once again, we are starting with the inverted L, the halfway through, like we did for ka, right? So same way here. So from halfway, you write the inverted L and then come down, and so you are basically stopping in the midway. So when you write ka, you come all the way down, right? So when you are writing ka, you write the inverted L, and then the curve, you come all the way down, complete it. But for cha, you are stopping halfway, right? So you can, that end is parallel to the top line, right? So I'm, so the inverted L and then come down and stop like this, like the English F, right? So the English capital letter F is there, but to this F we are adding an additional curve. So you can imagine like that, right? But it's always better to learn these sounds and letters for themselves. You know, if it helps you to remember these additional shapes, good enough. Otherwise, you remember them themselves. So just write cha some 20 times, saying the letter that will automatically remember them, right? So let's try writing this in one stroke. So you go again the inverted L and then give it a sharp turn, come back, make it a curve and stop there, right? So that's cha. So I'll write it quickly, cha, right? So in two strokes, in one stroke. So it's a very easy letter. So once you have learned ka, cha should be easy because it's only half. You're not completing the curve, right? So let me write it a bit bigger. So I'm writing in two strokes, cha, or I'm writing in one stroke, cha, right? Or I can add a pulli above that. I can call this as ich, ch, ich sound, right? So one stroke, ich, or in two strokes, ich, or one stroke, cha. So let me write it really big. So starting from halfway, the inverted L comes, and then you write the curve and stop. Or in single stroke, you write like this, right? So try to, when you are learning, try to keep the aesthetics of the letter intact, right? So that will give you a beautiful handwriting. Tamil writing can be really beautiful. So if people write it nicely, it can be really, really beautiful because it has all these curves, right? So all these curves and some lines and curves. So you can make it really look nice. right? So some people with beautiful Tamil handwriting, so their writing will look very, very nice. It will be very pleasing for the eyes. So that is our cha, right? Okay. Now we come to the nasal counterpart of cha, which is the nya sound. The Tamil word is manjal, ninj, nya, nya, right? So the nya sound. Typically in English we write this as a ny, nya, right? Some people write nj also, nya. Anyway, so the nya is like same. We have the inverted L, but it starts with a small circle. So starting with a small circle in the middle, and then you write the inverted L shape like that, and then you come down again, give it a nice curve, and then almost like a full circle. So like we did for E, right? So we wrote the letter E, the vowel letter. We give it a full circle encompassing the letter. So like that, you should write this nya sound. So you start with a small circle and then go to the right, like the inverted L we did for cha, ka, and all those things. But starting with a small circle in the middle, right? And then you come down and give it a sharp turn and then make it a full circle. So nya, you should write like this. You can occupy the lines any way you want, right? So you can write within the line itself. You can write like this, or you can really go out of the line, so that will make the letter very stand out a lot, and it will look very aesthetically pleasing. So you can write like that, yeah, right? So let me write it bigger here. So starting with a circle, small circle, and then you go all the way like this, the inverted L shape, and then come down, give it a sharp turn, and then make it a circle. So yeah, so you can write this in a single stroke. So give a sharp turn and come down and the circle. So that gives you a beautiful nya. Again, in olden Tamil, there are a lot of words that used to be starting with nya. We have a word nyamali, that means peacock. Nyamali means dog. We'll check that. Manyai. So we had a word manyai. That means peacock, right? Yeah. So manyai means peacock. Nyamali means dog. So we used to have a lot of words like this, but modern Tamil doesn't use this much. Only along with the cha. So like I said, for ing, that comes with ka. Inj mostly comes with cha. But in Malayalam they use this a lot, right? Malayalam they use this ñ sound. Malayalam is characterized by the pronounced usage of nasalized consonants, the nya, especially the nya. So when people talk, when we hear this nya sound a lot, then we identify them as Malayalis. So the nya is really a special sound for Malayalis, but in Tamil it used to be like that, not in modern Tamil. Anyway, so that's a nice, beautiful letter. So we'll write it much bigger. So start with a circle and go all the way to the up. So like the inverted L, and then come down, give it a sharp turn and make it a circle. So that gives you a nya, right? The nya sound. So you can write this in a single stroke. And you can add the dot above this. So if you once you put the full circle, you can add the dot above this, so that will give you the inj sound. And later we will also see how we can do the vowel added forms, so the diacritic forms. So we are only having nya, so you can have nya, ni, ni, new, cha, cha, chi, chi, all those things we will see. So this is cha, nya, right? And then so we will move on to the next letters. These are actually quite easy letters. So this is the t, right? So t letter, and its nasal counterpart is the n sound. So n, right? So this is in Tamil we have three n sounds. I have discussed that in my consonants video. So this is the first n, which is coming along with the t. So we can call this as Tannagaram, right? So this people call this as Munusuri na. As you can see, this na has three circles. So people call this as Munusuri, right? Three circles, Munusuri na. But technically it's called Tannagaram. So it's coming with the ta. So Tannagaram, right? Tannagaram. Okay. So we'll start with ta, which is quite simple. You can see it's basically like the L in English. So you just write like that, right? So a vertical line or a horizontal line. So you can easily write it in one stroke. So that's a very, very easy letter. There's nothing much to explain. But this letter in its diacritic forms becomes a slightly peculiar one. So we'll see that when it comes to that. Don't worry about that right now. So that is a t, the L shape, right? So you can try to make it really straight. Okay, right? So vertical, horizontal, the 90-degree line. T. So that's t, right? In Tamil, words don't start with the t or na, right? So there are no words that start with t or na, but these letters will come in the in between positions, and the in will come also in the final positions, right? So now we write the na, which is also an easy letter. You just have to write 3 circles, that's all, continuously, right? So imagine you are writing cursive O's like that. Continuously write 3 circles and then end with a vertical line. So the first circle you can start somewhat in the middle, right? So the first circle people typically start in the middle, and then the next two circles somewhat full height, and then you can go all the way up to the horizontal position and then give it a vertical line, or you can do it in one stroke. So draw the 3 circles and the line. So once again, the sharp turn. Sometimes people don't do the sharp turn; they write like this. They write like this, right? So as long as you three circles, good enough, right? But it's always good to practice like this, because if you're starting to practice with these disordered form, then your handwriting become much worse. That's better to start with the perfect form, and then in the due course you will develop your own handwriting, right? And the in between 2 circles, as you can note, they are more like ellipses, like and you know they're like a water drop, the teardrop shape. So that comes naturally, right? So once again, we'll try to write it in a big form. So starting in the halfway, you draw a circle and then two elliptical shapes and then the vertical line, right? Or a teardrop shapes. So once again, this can be a very beautiful letter with all its curviness. So try to write within the lines, the two lines, right? So this is your na. Okay, again, we should concentrate on the sound also. So when you are practicing, when you are writing, always say the sound, right? So write some 10, 20 times every day. I'm talking about. Okay, so every day you write it 10 or 20 times like this, saying the sound. So you should every time write like this and say na. Okay, focus on that. So let me write it in a much bigger way. So the circle and the second, third circles and the vertical line. So first circle, second circle, third circle, and the vertical line. So you can do this in one stroke or two stroke. One stroke is always better. So that gives you a quick handwriting, right? So that is the na sound, or you can add a pulli that becomes the in sound. So what you should do is, as I said, there are three na in Tamil. So you should also practice the difference between them. So you concentrate when you say th, how your tongue, the tip of the tongue touches the palate, right? So in your mouth, so the palate is there, the tongue bends and touches the palate, right? So when you say this na, your tongue should also same way touch the palate, right? Na. So you should bend your tongue and it should touch the palate, inside of the palate. So that's na. Okay, remember that. So the same way you say tha, you should say na, right? The tongue position should be similar, because only then you will be able to differentiate between the three nas in Tamil. So that is tha na, right? Now, so we have seen 6 letters. We'll have a quick recapitulation of the letters. So ka, nya, cha, or sa, or ja. Those are allophones, right? Nya and tha, na. So you can see they're all nicely looking. So I'll write them bigger. Ka, nya, cha, nya, tha, na. Right? So once again, I'm writing in a much bigger form. So this is ka, this is na, this is cha, nya, tha, na. Khanya, chanya, thana. Right? Okay. Let's move on to the remaining 4 letters. So khanya, chana, thana. Then comes thana. So then comes the it, th, and its counterpart, the in or the na. So this is the it sound. The sound that comes for Tamil when you write Tamil, th, right? So Tamil, the th sound. So technically we should be writing Tamil like this, Tamil, th. And its counterpart na. So the second na, we already saw one na, the th, tan nagaram. This is the na which comes with the th. So that's called tan nagaram, right? The na. Okay, now this is more like a dental sound. So the th and the na are more dental. So you can say the th sound, and you can see the tip of the tongue touches the backside of the your teeth, the upper teeth, right? So it touches the backside of your upper teeth. Same way the na should come. Okay, so th, na. So these are dental sounds, labiodentals. No, not labiodentals, dentals. So the tongue touches the back part of your upper teeth. Okay, th sound. And typically in Tamil we have this th sound. So it is not typically voiced or aspirated, but allophonic forms are there. Anyway, so let's concentrate on this. Once again, you can see this is very similar to your kha and the cha. So you should notice the similarities and differences so that they are not confusing you. So ka, cha, tha, right? So ka, cha, and tha are very similar, but only how you end the letters differ. So I think for completeness sake, I write all the T letters first. So we are writing ka. I hope you are familiar with ka now. So we are writing ka, starting with an inverted letter and coming down, making a curve, and ending the curve all the way up. Right? That is ka sound. Cha, again we start in the same way with an inverted L and then come back down, but stop parallel to the top line. So stop in the middle. So that is cha sound. Tha, as you can notice, goes all the way down. So again, starting with the middle, you write the inverted L and then you go the same, give the curve. But now if you stop here, that is cha, and come all the way down, that is ka. But for tha, you should go further down. Give it a nice tail, right? That is tha. So now let's focus on tha. So you can do this in 2 strokes, the inverted L and then the curve which comes all the way down. You can keep the down part up to this 4th line, right? Tha, or you can do this in one single stroke like this, tha, right? Now you can add aesthetics to this. So some people write this like this simply, or some people like to bring the tail downwards. Doesn't matter, right? So as long as you have a tail, good enough. Okay, so let me write it much bigger. So the inverted L from the halfway point, and then the curve, and then go down. Give it a tail, right? That is your th sound. Or you add a pulli, that's your it. It's a it, right? Like the word attai, right? Meaning aunt. So attai, it, attai, right? So it the sound. So you can do this in 2 strokes, the, or you can do this in 1 stroke, the. Nice and beautiful, right? Let me write it bigger. So in 2 strokes. So very similar to cha, ka, tha. You can see how very similar they are all, right? So remember, so that's this should be your advantage. The letters are similar, should be an advantage for you. Ensure you're not confused by them, right? Okay, practice will give you the clarity. So you can do this in 1 stroke, th, right? Or you can add a pulli, can call it. So that's your th sound, and then the na sound. You know, as a boy, as a child, I was taught to draw crow. So using this letter, so I'll show you that. So how to draw crow using this na? That's a beautiful thing. Okay, so you draw na, and then make this the beak, and that is the head, and make this the feather, and add legs. So you see the na, right? So you can remember the crow. This is one of my favorite drawing. Or if you add a small crown, that becomes a peacock or something like that. like a parrot. Anyway, so I like the crow actually. So you write the na and make it a beak and make it the wing. And so I like this crow, right? So that is the na. Okay. So that's once again na is very similar to tha, but we don't have this completeness here, right? So you row the inverted L and then come down. We are not going to full circle. So here itself we'll turn and come down here, right? So you can do it in one stroke like this, right? So the inverted L and coming down, give it a sharp turn here and go all the way here. And actually, you can see like the hard consonants are very similar. The ka, cha, tha are similar. The soft consonants are also somewhat similar, right? The corresponding soft consonants, because let me show that here. Maybe I'll write it in the next slide, okay, so that it's easy for you. You can save that slide if you want. So I'll do that in the next slide, but let's concentrate on the na now. So let me write the na in a much bigger way. So you can write from halfway mark, or you can write from the full mark, doesn't matter. You can write like this. So nice and beautiful. You can write a full almost E letter and then give it the curve and the tail. That can be your na. So you can write this in two strokes, or you can write it in one stroke. You can write in the halfway mark, doesn't matter, right? So the basic shape is there. People will be able to identify and read that, right? So it's all about your aesthetics. So let me write it in a full bigger size. So starting from the halfway mark, like we do for ka, ta, all those things. Or you can write the full from the bottom, like how you write for E. So write it full and then give it a curve and a tail, right? So it's almost like a E with a tail, right? So you can do that either way. So I think this one looks more beautiful than the halfway one, right? So that is your na, tha, na, right? Tha, na. So now let us compare these letters. The hard consonants and the soft consonants, particular three, the first three. Okay, so the not the ta, na. I'm talking about the ka. So you can see I light it here in a bigger shape. So this is your ka, this is your cha, and this is your tha, right? Ta has a different shape, but these three are very similar, right? Similarly, their soft counterparts are also very similar. As you can see, you have the na, which has this in the middle. You take a curve, right, and then go up. That is the soft counterpart for ka. That's a na, and also the nya, which is again having this turn in the middle, but this goes to the left. So the turn in the middle, that's what I'm talking about, right? And the na, so that also has this turn in the middle, right? So I want to emphasize on this. So these three letters, they have this part similar, right? So these three, ka, cha, tha, has this part similar. How you end the curve, that's slightly different. And these letters have this part similar. So this turn here, or even this cap, so this horizontal line and coming down. So this is similar for them. So this is similar in all of them, right? So you can see that. So it will be helpful for you to remember the letters and their sound and the hard and soft component parts and all those things, right? Right. So we'll go to the last pair of this video, right? So the ninth and 10th letters, which are again very simple letters. The shape are very simple, beautiful shapes. So that is the p sound, ip, or p sound, so the ip sound, and it also has an allophonic form which is the b sound, b. So in Tamil, p, b, both are written using this letter, and its soft counterpart, nasal counterpart, is the m, im sound, or the ma sound, which is a very frequently occurring sound in Tamil. So pa, ma, right? So this is the ma im sound, right? So the ma or im sound, right? So as you can see, they are quite similar and quite easy to write. So the pa is basically a box, open box, right? So like you write tha, and then also add a vertical line. So that's pa. So that's basically a open box. So the one side of the box is open, right? That's your pa sound. Pa also has the B sound, so box. So you can imagine that way. So open box. Some people write this with a curve. So you can write like this. In a when you're writing quickly, really fast. So if you don't bother to give the sharp angles here, so that may look like a U in English, but that's also the per, no problem, right? So it doesn't mess up. So you can write like this, the U shape, or you can give a right angle, sharp right angle, and write like this. So let me write bigger. So it's an open box. That's all, right? So open box. So two right angles. That's a per sound or the ip sound or the ber sound, right? And you can write this as a curve also, no problem. So when you're writing quickly, you can just write like this, right? So the bottom can be curved, so that's also good. But I think the sharp edges make it more pleasing. And amidst the very curvy letters of Tamil, so this will look very nice, right? So here is a much bigger shape. Okay, so you can write like this or write like this. So the open box. And ma, as you can see, the ma letter is very similar to pa, only that it has a curve, right? So you're writing like pa, but close it. That's all, right? So you write like pa up to this point and make it a curve and put it inwards. That will give you the ma sound, the ma. So you can do this in one stroke, right? You can maintain the right angles sharply, or you can write like this. No problem. So people quickly. So when I'm writing quickly, I write like this. So typically, the first curve, first right angle you can maintain. The second one you can make it a circle, no problem, right? So you can write like this. Okay, but really make this circle or ellipse tall, right? As tall as the first one, right? So the first stroke you are doing. So the second, the circle or the ellipse, whatever you do, that should be as tall as this. Otherwise, you may confuse this with some form of ta or t like that. Okay, so don't do that. We'll come back to that later. So we'll compare these letters later. After having learned all these letters, we will make comparisons of similar shapes. But for now, ensure that your curve is as tall as the first line. So that's why that's where these lines come in handy. So if you start practicing these letters in a 2-line note or a 4-line note, that is much better for you, right? So this is your ma sound. If it is going slightly smaller, no problem, right? So okay, good enough. But to make it very small, that is wrong, right? So keep it like this. So you can make it a sharp turn on either end, or you can make it curvy on one side, no problem. So let me write this here. So that is my ma, right? Or I can do like this. So that is my ma. So sharp on one end, sharp on both ends, or sharp right angle on one end and the curve on the other end, like this. So these are all handwriting variations. So this is a nice aesthetic ma, right? So pa, ma. So here we have learned the first 10 letters of the Tamil consonants, basically hard consonants and soft consonants pairs. So let me write like that. So the hard and soft consonants pairs. So I have the ka symbol. So ka, ik, or nya, or ing, cha, or ich, or nya, or inch, and then ta, or it, or na, or in. Ta, it, na, in, right? This is in, this is in. So the tongue position, right? So here the tongue touches the palate with a curve. Here the tongue touches the front teeth, the back side, right? Tha, na. And then finally pa, ip, or ma, im. So kha, nya, cha, nya, tha, na, pa, ma. So we have learned the first 10 letters out of the 18 consonants in Tamil. So we will see the remaining 8 consonants in the next video. Keep practicing, learn Tamil, enjoy learning Tamil. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.